If you weren't a pool player, what would your job be? I already know the answer to that question. Professional golfer.
No, I feel like it would probably be something to do with helping people, like a nutritionist, and just helping people be their best selves from a physical standpoint. Because I don't think people realize how sick they are. You can be in decent shape but still not feel good physically and mentally. So to help them, feel better within their own skin will help them become the best version of themselves. But yeah, if I was to pick another sport, it would be golf for sure.
Yeah.
So
I feel like you do have this calling, like this inner desire of like helping people a lot, and
yeah,
for me too. Like I feel like it brings me like such a big joy to see people get better. For example, I'm not gonna say any names because they wanted to stay confidential, but I've been working with a semi-pro player a couple months ago. We went on a Zoom call, and this person was telling me their struggle about the mental clarity, the energy, focus during the tournament, and I was giving them a couple tips here and there, according to my own personal experience and all the, nutritional things that I'm doing, the exercise routine. And this person messaged me a couple of weeks ago saying, I just want to thank you for all the tips that you gave me because I feel like a different person. I feel so much better. And just this thing makes me feel so good. Just like being able to make a difference. You know what I mean? Because we're not going to be remembered by our achievements, how many tournaments we won, how much money you made. You're going to be remembered by how many lives you touched and how many people you actually helped in your life, how you made them feel. And I think this is like the biggest flex, to be able to touch as many lives as possible.
That's another reason why I like coaching so much is helping someone achieve something that they might have achieved it at some point, but helping them achieve it sooner, like saving them time, because time's our most important asset that we have, right? So helping someone get better quickly and achieving something that maybe they could or couldn't have done without us, I think that's pretty cool.
Definitely saving them time from like going through everything we've already gone through, so we can fast track their progress because
for sure,
we already gone through it, so we can tell them, okay, what's working, what's not working according to our own experience. Yeah, that's pretty cool. I agree. What is your schedule looks like for the next couple months? All right, so for me, I'm mostly playing WPBA Tour. I have the WPBA Soaring Eagle Masters June 4th through the 7th, I believe, in Michigan. Soaring Eagle Casino. This is actually one of my favorite events in the year, so I'm going to gear up for that one. And then I have the Women's World 8 Ball Championship in the end of July, and I also have the Women's World 10 Ball in Italy in the beginning of August. So those are three majors for the next couple months. I do feel like the last couple of years I've been playing less smaller tournaments and more focusing on the big ones because I just can distribute my energy better. I'm a very routine player, so I like to have a longer stretch between tournaments to, practice, get back in my rhythm, get back into my routine. So for me, I feel like it works best that way. And what about you? What's your schedule looks like for the next couple months?
So leaving for the UK Open this coming Saturday, not this weekend, the next weekend. And then when I get back from that event, I'm going to Soaring Eagle with you. Make sure that you're all dialed in.
Emotional support husband.
Emotional support
/
husband.
Coach.
That's right. And then June is a little bit open for me. I got a little bit of coaching on the weekends and then a little bit of my own practice. And then I'll be gone for like 6 weeks straight, right?
July is going to be absolute madness.
July and August
is
going to be bananas. So I'll be doing lots of coaching, practice, maybe a round or two of golf when I have some free time, and just trying to stay sane, keep the wife happy. Easy to do. So that's my schedule.
It's not hard.
Not tough. Nope.
What would be the best advice you can give to an upcoming player who's just starting to play pool?
Learn to strike the cue ball in the middle.
And why is that?
It is the most important part about pool, because let's say your tendency is to put a little bit of left spin on every shot unintentionally, like you don't know it. So if you're missing a shot consistently because of spin, you're going to change your aim on that particular shot. So like, let's say you missed a shot thick. Well, the next time you're going to aim it thinner. Well, now you're changing your aim because of an unintentional tip position, which is just you're trying to fix a problem with another problem, right? So if you're striking the cue ball consistently, you can turn that off.
Okay.
Or not off, but just down.
Sure.
But when you're striking the cue ball in the middle consistently and you know you're not applying side spin, if you miss a ball then, now it's easier to change your aim. Like if you miss a ball thick or thin just because you missed it, that's fine. As long as you know you hit the cue ball in the center. That's why I think having a meso ball is really important, and actually watching what the cue ball is doing on the way to the object ball. I feel like so many people just jump to the result and be like, I missed it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, why did you miss it?
Yeah, exactly.
Did you miss it because you had an unintentional side spin, or did you miss it because your aim was wrong?
It's the quality over quantity, like actually analyzing what you're doing and how the cue will react instead of just hitting 1,000 shots. Because I think I heard it so many times, people like, in order to get better, you have to put 10,000 hours. Well, if it's intentional 10,000 hours where you're actually analyzing every shot and making the right adjustment, then yes, you're going to get better. But if you're just hitting balls, I just don't think it's the good recipe for success.
So let's just say, to make it easier, let's say you play with a high deflection shaft, right? And your tendency is to apply left spin on accident. If you have a right cut, so you're cutting the object ball to your right, and you apply left spin, you're probably going to hit the ball thick because the cue ball is going to push to the right and you're going to hit the object ball thick. Well, now you're going to change your aim the next time you have that shot. And you might make it, but now you're aiming in the wrong spot because of your unintentional spin. Well, then if you cut a ball to the left, you're still probably going to add unintentional left-hand spin. So now you're going to overcut left cuts because of deflection. You're going to have a little bit of inside spin on accident. So when you know you're striking the cue ball in the center and you miss a ball, well, now it's easy. You just change your aim, change what that picture looks like, and you start making the ball. And that's, you have to get to the root cause of why you're missing. And 99% of the time is because you're not striking the cue ball where you think you are.
You're so hot.
I mean, that's why the balls are such a great training tool, those little plastic balls that we sell, because so many players don't know they're not striking center. And that light little ball, it shows you right away whether you applied left or right spin.
I think for me personally, the biggest difference those balls made is to see the instant feedback. Because let's say you're standing behind me when I'm shooting a straight-in shot, and I know that I apply an intentional side spin, but I cannot see it. With the balls, because the plastic ball is so light, it deflects right away. So you have just a hair of right spin, it's going to deflect to the left. You have a little bit of left, it's going to deflect to the right. So this instant feedback is, for me personally, is the most important thing, because people can actually see it right away what they're doing wrong, and they're able to make that adjustment. It's not a question, it's actually something that I read the other day and it just stuck with me. I think a lot of people would love to hear it. The only person you have to make proud of is not your mom, not your dad, not your spouse, is the 8-year-old you and the 88-year-old you. It's pretty
good.
Cool, right?
Yeah.
I love it so much because it's like at the end of your life, you want to make that 8-year-old kid proud, and you also want to make the older version of you proud, knowing that, okay, I went through life, no regrets, being a good person. And I think that's the most important thing. And you can apply it to everything you're doing. Like I was thinking about it the other day even with my tournaments and my practice session, it's the same thing, There's always this little kid that lives in me that I just can't let that kid down. Whenever I'm at the tournament, that 12-year-old Margaret who just started playing pool, I always want to make her proud.
Well, and people ask me, like, when they're playing, they'll be like, how do you handle, what you're feeling inside, and how do you just get over the fact that you're playing in front of people and, you feel pressure or whatever. 200 years from now, we're all going to be dead, buried in the ground somewhere. Nobody's going to know your name.
Mhm.
So, like, do you know any family member from 200 years ago? No. So, get over it. You're not that important.
Mhm.
Neither am I. Neither are you. Neither is anybody. Right? In the grand scheme of things, live the life that you want to live it, and like you said, make yourself proud. Like,
That's the
you,
most important thing.
yeah, you should be happy with who you are, not who other people expect you to be.
Yeah.
And
Because at the end of the day, you just have to, look at yourself in the mirror and ask, did I do my absolute best? If the answer is yes, then that's it. That's all you can do, really, because it's so easy to get wrapped up in the expectations, especially what people expect from you, that it's very easy to lose the joy for what you're doing because of that constant pressure and expectation. And I think we talk about it all the time. None amount of expectations from other people can ever compare to the expectations that we put on ourselves.
no.
And I think that's the best way to go, because I feel like nothing can crack me, nothing can break me. It's definitely something that we had to learn throughout our career. I feel like that's the best way to think about it. Is I have certain standards, certain boundaries, certain expectations of myself, for myself, and nobody else can tell me anything.